Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of chapter 1. We're already off topic. 3 women, 1 podcast, because therapy is just too damn expensive and books and friends are way more fun. I'm Mary.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Elizabeth.
And this week we're discussing chapters 1 through 15 of DireBound by Sable Sorensen, which, fun fact, is actually the pen name for 2 women, Eliza and Annie. But before we dive in, what is everyone having?
So, we are both eating Nestle Toll House pumpkin spice cookies with white chocolate chips, and they're delicious. And we have a tea roulette. So, what do you got?
Brown sugar, right?
Well, it's got brown sugar. It's got a few things in it. There's brown sugar. And it's a pumpkin tea, and it's got some butter pecan syrup in it, potentially some caramel. White chocolate too. There's white
pumpkin.
Chocolate.
That's the one I got. What'd you get?
Mine. Okay.
I think I like mine.
It's good. It just surprised me. This is also a pumpkin tea, and it's got maple pancake in it and white chocolate. And so I was going for a pumpkin pancake kind of vibe, and it's very tasty.
Delicious. I feel like this is just a way for me to like show off every teapot I have, but
that's my favorite teapot of yours. I love that teapot.
I'm doing another pot of tea. Tonight is a vanilla almond black tea.
And
earlier this week I made these apple cider donuts, and they're really yummy. So I have those. They're going to be messy. I swear everything I bring down here is messy. I'll be glad when the carpet goes away.
There's baking, and then there's me being like, I've got cookie sheets I can slide in the oven. That's me baking. But I wanted to contribute because everyone else contributes, and this is me doing something.
You sent the pictures off, and I'm like, I've been wondering if those are good. I was very excited.
They're very good, actually.
They're very tasty.
Pillsbury knows
and
what they're doing.
A baked good's a baked good. It doesn't matter. It comes from the heart.
We had stuff from Food Lion a few weeks ago.
I did a great job of breaking those squares up and putting them on the sheet and putting it in the oven.
You did.
And taking it out on time, because that's the most important part.
It's the most important part. They're not too crispy.
Nope. They're not burnt.
They're not burnt. They look great. Taste great. Look great. Great.
Considering our first episode, we had like Target scones. I think we're doing great.
True. And honestly, when you texted last night saying that you were making them, I was like, oh, well, I'm glad she thought about it, because it was like late at night or like later, and I was like, I hadn't made anything, so she just felt a disturbance in the force, I suppose, and that something else needed to get made. Sorry, we're good. Keep going.
So we started DireBound. It starts out.
She's thick, by the way.
She is sick. And she starts out with a pretty strong first line that really like super draws you in. If anyone wants to read that first little snippet.
Here we go. Blood drips into my right eye. Once, twice. It's blinding and searing at the same time. Did you want me to keep going, or just the first?
No, just that first little bit, because we opened to that, and I'm like, well, this is going to be a little bit more of a violent book than the last one we read.
Well, even the little blurb in the beginning, for everyone who's turned their pain into power. I mean, it's a very just grabbing eye opener.
Yeah. The dedication.
Yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But right away, we meet Marin, who's sort of she's a street fighter. She's this kind of badass female main character that we get. We learn right off the bat that, like, she isn't here to mess around, right? She's, like, I think it opens, that's her in a street fight. That's how it opens. And she takes care of her mom, who has, like, some kind of dementia-like mental illness that seems to run in the family. I have theories on that we can get to later, because I feel like it's not necessarily. So, and she takes care of her younger.
Mine might be dumb.
But she takes care of her younger sister, Selah, as well. She's got a seemingly very supportive, sweet boyfriend, Lee, which really kind of honestly threw me for a loop because I was like, why? Like, we read the synopsis for last episode. It was very clear that we had Stark Therion, which was probably going to be a love interest. You had a prince, right? And we just this mysterious prince. And I'm like, who's this Lee guy? He seems like just this dude. He's like pretty down to earth and like mellow and just like the sweet kind of boyfriend, just there for her, supportive. And I'm like, you already kind of got a good guy. Like, why are we like, what is happening?
Feeling bad for Lee. I'm like, Lee is going to be so heartbroken. I was in my head. I was like, this is like Gale from the Hunger Games a little bit. I'm like wondering if it's going to be something like that, Like she goes
I thought he was
to these trials and then she meets Stark or whatever, and that becomes the thing, and the good guy back home. Now, granted, Gale had issues in the end of the series. That's not what I mean. But like, you get what I'm saying. Like, I thought it was going to be because like nothing was necessarily wrong with Gale in the beginning. He like supported her family and stuff like that. So I was like thinking it was going to be something like that. Boy, was I wrong.
Well, yeah, I was like, well, is he going to die? Like, what happens to him? There's got to be something more with Lee, but
there was.
There is. Which, man, can we pick a spot to stop? But we'll get to that here in a little bit. We'll just kind of keep going along. But so Maren in town, she sees these dire wolves with their riders, which you're in this world where apparently they're at war. You've got the humans and the vampires, and they're kind of at war. The human secret weapon is these like dire wolves that these elite warriors can bond with.
Tale as old as time.
Right. And that's where we get to see for the first time Stark Therion, who's very much described as just this like ruthless, mean, kind of an asshole vibe, but also hot. Yeah, obviously he's very good looking.
You get like 3 different point of views. Well, no, it's the same point of view. It's from her, but she describes him.
I hate him.
He is hot.
Yeah, I'm like, no, nothing subtle about it.
Let me look at him and describe him a third time. Let me look at him and describe him a third time because he's hot. I mean, I feel like there were 3 different descriptions.
But the way she describes him, I'm like, I don't know, because I feel like in a lot of other fantasies, like they're described as, oh, he seems like the wrong kind to get involved with or whatever, but like they still kind of like their eyes softened or like whatever. But like this guy just seems like
his eyes don't soften. At least not yet.
He seems like honestly like he wants her to die, like for real. Like, he's not doing
contempt there, and we don't know why yet. Like,
there's gotta be something.
Disdain, like, what are you doing here?
There's gotta be some like family backstory that he's privy to, or something with her. Like, because why would he just pick it? Or because she keeps describing him as classist. Like, she feels like he's like, well, he knows that she's not of like the bonded families or whatever. So, like, she feels like that's it. But I feel like it goes beyond that. I don't feel like that's necessarily it.
But why his attitude toward her? I mean, is it an act, or is he really just that in his head?
They speak
that
with the wolves, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if his wolf like
communicate
recognized something in her or whatever. Because his wolf kind of seems hateful.
Yeah, his wolf does seem hateful.
So I'm like, maybe, I don't know, but honestly, her wolf seems hateful. I don't know what her problem is.
I'm excited to learn what is going on there. One of my favorite things about this main female character, she constantly is like, WTF, what?
And honestly,
why are we going through this?
I'm on her side.
Me too.
Because I'm like, you forced her, because you're not even supposed to be able to bond with them if they're unwilling. Literally forced her into this bond and then won't talk to her. Like, I'm sorry, I would be pissed too. Like, this is unnecessary.
That kind of leads into my theory.
And then didn't even take her down the mountain. Didn't take her down the mountain.
I feel like was a test.
But followed her the whole time. Well, that was a test. I feel like that's a test. But then it was the last one to come out of the cave, or like that little opening thing for the thing. Like, she was like the last one to come out. And she's already trying not to draw attention to herself because she's got like this crazy silver hair. And then she's the last one for the wolf to come out. I'm like, what are you trying to do? do this poor girl. What's your name? What is it? What's Will's name? What's her name?
Anassa.
Anassa.
I don't know if I pronounced that. I didn't look it up.
With your pretty silverness. And of course, she's the one that like hasn't bonded in like bajillions of years or like never does it. And she's like the one that's whatever, the mystical whatever. And then she like forces her into this bond just to like screw around. I don't know. There's probably a reason behind it, but I'm mad at her right now.
So backtracking a little bit, so that way folks can kind of catch up. We've got nabbers, or at least that's what we're told, is that we have these nabbers that are coming and they're taking the children from these commoners, and they're taking them across enemy lines to the vampires to suck them dry, drink them, whatever. You know, all these children are going missing, and shocking turn of events, Marin's little sister goes missing. She joins the army, which she had not had to do previously because she had some kind of dispensation because of her mother being sick and being able to take care of her mother and her sister. So she waives that, joins the army. And in the meantime, good boyfriend Lee shows up. And she's like, hey, join the army. And he's like, no, you can't join the army right now because it's the bonding trials, which apparently happens throughout the year, where they take anybody who enters the army and they have to go through a trial to see if they bond with a dire wolf. And a bunch of them apparently die during this trial. So he's like, you're going to need gear. And he goes and he equips her with all this special gear and helps her
with
pay
the
for
money
it.
he was saving for an engagement bracelet.
Don't forget the engagement bracelet.
Except he wasn't saving up because he's rich.
And there was a spicy scene, chapter 5.
Yeah, we had spice. We had spice
right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because I didn't really know how I felt about Lee at that point. I'm like, do I even like you? Like, what is this doing?
At this point, she finds him perfect. At this point, he is perfect. He is marriage material.
I know, because of the engagement bracelet. Planning a future.
Once we get to the army, they're told that they have to do this ascent up a mountain, and everybody has to do it. But there's two paths. There's like the hard, fast path to get there first, because the first ones there are who are going to get to bond with these wolves. Or you can take the easy way, and easy being relative, it's still hard, but it's not as like straight up this icy mountain, right? And so you can go this other way, which is going to be a lot slower. Initially, Marin has no desire to bond with a dire wolf. So she's like, I'm going to go the easy way. But she ends up befriends these two, what do they call them? The ones that like live in the city and are like from previous bonded families. They had a name.
They do?
I thought they were just bonded.
Oh, maybe.
Like just general like bonded families term. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. And Marin very much despises, like there's a serious distaste for all of these people because she feels like they're rich and classist and like privileged and no one else has these things, and so they shouldn't be allowed to have these things.
Is kind of true.
I mean, they are.
Well,
I mean, when
they are privileged.
They're completely ignorant to anything.
Yeah,
I don't mean ignorant in a mean way. They don't know what they don't know. Like
they don't even know anything about the nabbers. I mean, because they're so protected. They don't know anything about the poverty.
And I don't know why I was expecting, like, when she ended up in the city, because she was a trainee, I expected, like, the opulence that was even awarded to, that she talks about, like, she's like, oh, we're just the trainees, or whatever they're called. What is it? Not trainees, or, was it trainees?
The raw bonds?
Raw bonds.
We're like nobodies right now, and we're getting all this stuff. And she was like, this is just insane. This is more than I would ever have. And like even the food was making her sick because she wasn't used to so much rich food.
All the rich food.
So I mean, sorry, go ahead. Off topic.
But so she ends up, there's these twin sisters and they get attacked, and she helps defend them because despite the fact that she doesn't like these people, she doesn't like seeing someone getting attacked or hurt. So she defends them, and she befriends these two sisters who are like, you need to go up this hill. So she goes up with them, and they end up all helping each other. And you find out that they're like, one of the sisters is hearing impaired, so they do a lot of sign language.
Which I
And
like that
throughout,
inclusivity. It's just
yes,
nice.
and I really like that they, even though that they're privileged and come from these families that this has been passed down, you get a sneak peek of like that they, even within that privilege, no one expects them to bond, or if they do, that they're going to fail, like they're going to die because she has this disability. And so you get to see some of that, which I thought was really like a good twist and an interesting take on that. But they make it to the top. Everyone starts bonding their little dire wolves. And Marin there ends up attracting the attention of the social outcast of the group, which I feel like is fair because she's also the outcast of the group. So
sorry,
go ahead.
She actually attracted the attention of a lot of wolves.
Yes,
because she kept
turning them away.
Mm-hmm.
And so she ends up bonding with this silver white wolf, and all of the other riders, as they bond, they get a streak in their hair. The color, is it the color of the wolf or the color of that like thing that they're in, like the
pack? It's the color of the pack.
The pack that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So like some of them have a red streak, like Stark Therion is in the group where you assume is like the mean group because he's got this red streak and they're like the warriors and the ones that kill everybody. And then you have the ones in her group, which is Strategos, which are like the leaders. They all get like a white or a silver streak in their hair. Her hair doesn't get a streak. Her hair goes straight all silver, like the whole head of hair, which again, I have a theory on. But of course that attracts more attention. And she's like trying not to draw attention. And she's like, God damn this stupid freaking hair. But then her and her wolf like don't even like get along. And they don't talk to each other. That's not even the end of the trial. They like get their wolves and then the leaders come up and they're like, okay, cool. Now you have to make it back to the castle. And if you don't, you die. And her freaking wolf just like walks off. Like, bye.
Because she came up to her and she was like, she like tried to talk to her and she was like, can I ride you? And like literally she went over and like she like growled at her. And I was like, what? I'm not trying to reason with an animal. I'm just saying.
I can't decide if the wolf is like testing her. Like, is she worthy?
That has to be.
I think that's what that is.
That has to be it because like, because she hasn't, what they say about her, like she's never bonded or she hasn't bonded in forever or something.
She's never, like, yeah, she either has never bonded or it's like been a
It's
really
giving
long
Karen from
years.
Fourth Wing for sure.
Yeah.
And except Taryn was actually nice, bless him. But like, but she like, because I found it interesting that she like walks off and then she's like very determined. She's like, well, I'm gonna make it down by myself. And then it turns out that the wolf was behind her the whole time. So obviously,
right, and like
the wolf
her.
healed her and all those things. Like, so like obviously the wolf has some sort of interest in her. I mean, obviously that's there, but like she's treating her with a lot of contempt and a lot of aggravation and animosity. Yeah. So like, I don't know.
Honestly, to be fair, she's like immediately, you know, she's the whole time she's like, I don't want to bond. Not me. Go away. Don't bond me. And then even after the bond, she's like resents the bond. And I almost wonder if it's like, I mean, if you were like a wolf and you're like, dude, I've been waiting forever for my person and you're my person. And now you're like, fuck off. I don't want you. I'd kind of be mad about it too. And I'd probably be a little spiteful. I'd be like, walk your ass to the freaking castle yourself then, bitch.
Maybe that's what it is.
I do feel like she can kind of read her mind and her inner thoughts, and you know, there's that connection. Even though there's an iron door closed for Marin to be able to talk to the wolf, I'm pretty sure the wolf can still feed off of Marin because Marin has not developed her door. She has not put a block up. She doesn't know how to do those things yet. In order to be able to shut the wolf out. So I feel like even though Marin is telling us, like, I don't want this, I want to go find my sister, I feel like at the same time, part of her does want it. You know what I mean? And I think that the wolf picks up on that. But my theory, is that especially it kind of ties in with her mother. I am wondering if really she is from a bonded family. And because it talks about her mother's dementia and how her grandmother it's like this is something that has ran in the line. And I'm wondering if they should have bonded with the direwolves, like for whatever reason they didn't, but maybe they should have been bonded and it's just made them crazy over the years. You know what I mean?
I actually had the same theory.
Like something to that effect.
Like maybe they were like outcast or like I don't know,
shunned by the pack
or something. And then
like her side of family was like, you can never bond with a direwolf ever again, and you know, like that's the effect.
Yeah, maybe
I don't know,
because she hears like the whispers, and then she's like, she recognizes that like from she was like, am I going crazy like my mom basically? But then she hears like Lumina. And that has to be massive.
Yeah, what is Lumina?
What does Lumina mean?
What is Lumina?
I don't know. My theory
what is it?
Is I don't know. My theory so far has been that the voices that she's hearing and like the craziness, I'm 100% with you guys that like that family has been a bonded family in the past, and because they're not bonding, it's like jacking with the women. But there's something more to it. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know if like was there like an original bonded family? Was they like the original family that bonded these? Why is her hair all white? There's definitely a significance to that where that stands out based on.
Wouldn't it be wild if she or her line of family really going off the rails here on this theory, really going off the rails? You know how they're talking about the Southerners and the Nabbers and how they drink the blood? I'm assuming vampires. But yes. Wouldn't it be wild if she's actually from the South and her heritage is of the vampire pack? And with the move, you know what I'm saying? And with the move, her family's going crazy or whatever. I don't know.
Until I meet a vampire, until we get introduced
we don't know what they are.
Enemy, I don't know what's on the other side. We're only getting what she's been told and what, you know, these people have been told. Because same thing with the Nabbers. Because she gets in there and no one else knows about these Nabbers.
Nobody
and knows. I'm like, maybe it's not the enemy taking the children. Like, we don't really know where the children are going. We're only getting her point of view.
And one kid was able to fight them off. So Igor, going back, Igor, her personal trainer, practically raised her.
Whom I love. I gave him a Russian accent in my head.
He had mentioned, he just kind of had a perplexed, when she had told them that one of their kids that they had been training with actually was able to fight off one of the Nabbers. You know, he had a knife and like stabbed him, the Nabber ran away. That has never happened. Never happened. And I'm wondering what was going on in Igor's head. Like, what do you know? Is it truly there's such a thing as a Nabber from the South? Or is this some other shady business happening within the poor parts of their community?
Because here's my thing too. I find it interesting that no one in the bonded city that she has talked to so far, granted it's only 3 people, know that who the Nabbers are or what's happening, period.
Never heard of them.
I find they've never heard of them. And it makes me wonder, like, the alphas and the king and the prince and whoever, I don't even know how this system works, because you have the alphas, but then you have the prince and the king. It's a whole situation. But like, some of them up there, maybe not the alphas, but at least the king and the prince, they have to be aware that this is happening, and it's not being put out to the general public in the bonded city. I mean, they have to have there's got to be some sort of like, maybe there's like some sort of deal that's been made, like some sort of shady deal.
So Egith, I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Egith? Yeah. Egith.
Yeah. I mean, she is a beta, but she's still high ranking within their system. I mean, and she had never even heard of the Nabbers. So these people that are supposed to, yes, she did. She seemed like she really cared. She was kind of like, "What are you talking about?" And so I don't know. Like you said, does the king even know, or is this something a little more sinister?
Because like I'm wondering if like maybe like I don't know. You know how like politics work. A lot of times these people are like, okay, well if you don't come this far in this war, this battle, then you can have this. Like they kind of like give little like, so it's like you can have every firstborn child as long as you don't enter the gates of the bonded city, or like something like that. Like it's like you know what I mean. Like
it's British. Do it again.
But I mean, like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, maybe there's some sort of like shady something. Like, because I feel like a lot of times with because she focuses so much on like the classism too. Like, I feel like there's got to be like some sort of like us and them situation. I don't know. Like, I feel like the king is probably very much, especially because like the king obviously views everyone else as disposable and just you know playthings for him.
It's almost like there is no middle class. You're either rich or you're poor. You know, like even the bonded, I feel like the way she looks at them, she's like, the bonded are just ridiculously rich. To be fair, how I look at them and the way her descriptions are, I'm like, yeah, they are rich because
you hit the nail on the head with that one.
But I mean, their class system is literally rich or poor. That's it. There's no in between. There's no middle class.
It's like rich, poor, and then just king.
Yeah.
Like, because he is obviously above. Well, they talk about nobles too, but like, who's a noble? I don't understand.
But they all live up there in that castle, like all up in there, you know.
The ivory tower.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, because you don't even have like who's. Oh, okay. You have the Sovereign Alpha, Sigrid there, which he's above, and that's Stark's dad. Yeah. But then I guess these are just the packs. Like, so is the pack only good for war? So is there like a whole other system of like the nobles, or what? I'm like, is it one of those things where the packs are going to be just as surprised as everybody else to find out that there was a lot more going on than what?
This is what she's referencing, by the way. I don't know if you can see it, but it's one thing I do love about this book. It does give you different little guides. It gives you glossary terms, pronunciations, a character guide, so you don't get confused. And I do like that as far as being able to pronounce these names. So that's helpful.
I also find it interesting that she was in the Strategos pack, because in a way when she fights, even though she does kind of have like that warrior mentality, and that like when she fights, but she always strategizes because she like feigns being like weak or being injured or whatever. I mean, that's a strategy.
I was still surprised though, because I'm like, she's a fighter. Why is she not in the Deimos group?
But her fighting is all strategic.
Yeah, that's true. It is. And I mean, she's small, so she's like, she has to fight strategically.
And when she was teaching those kids, she was teaching them strategies for how to use their smaller stature against.
And teaching the kids in itself is a strategy to, avoid or fight off the nabbers to prevent more kids being taken. So, yeah. Never mind. It makes sense. It totally makes sense. What are you talking about?
I just found that interesting, because I was like, is it one of those things where like you're kind of a strategic person, but the mean warrior wolf was like, I want you, and now you're a warrior even though you're a strategic person? I don't know.
What do you think, Mary?
Sorry, we've been rambling.
I don't know. I don't know. I had a lot of thoughts during this whole thing, because like they describe them, it's strategos, so our minds instantly go strategy, and we think of that even in leadership of war, that those are the people who create the strategy to go into it. But they specifically said that strategos is the leaders, and I'm like, and again, that like all white hair, the all silver hair, she's got the most powerful wolf that didn't bond before. I just feel like that's all going to come into play. She's going to be some kind of leader.
Alpha.
I think
Well,
yeah.
so each pack has an alpha. I think she's going to end up being the alpha of that pack. I'm
Agreed.
wondering, is there like an alpha of the alphas? Like, is there like the head alpha? Like, is
There is
that
the
what she's
leader
going
of
to
the
be?
alphas.
It's the sovereign alpha, who currently, by the way, is Stark's daddy. So
Daddy Stark.
maybe what if hear me out. Hear me out. What if they know that Amasa is supposed to be an alpha, but maybe like she can't be an alpha unless like do they have to be bonded to actually be the alpha? And what if that's why Stark and his wolf don't like her, because they know that she can challenge what's his name? Because isn't Stark, would he be like next in line to be the sovereign alpha? Or no? Maybe like the new one, it would be like challenging the system, you know? The what am I trying to say? The status quo per se. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying.
It's a theory.
It's a theory.
It's a theory. I'm probably very off.
Well, there was like a small little thing right at the end. So one of the things that we haven't discussed is that like at the end, so they get through all of their bonding, they get back to the castle, you kind of get like a feel of how that's going to go. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you got to get dressed up and go before the king," which also feels icky because like it's all the nobles and apparently it's like they get picked if they want them as like a romantic interest in a more
Yeah,
tasteful
that's
way.
cringe.
That gross.
That
Yeah.
was cringe. I was like,
And they're
like,
no.
the king
They're
going
like, it's
the
an
king going
honor. And I'm like,
around.
is it? Is it an
Yeah,
honor?
the king going around and like looking up their skirts to look at their legs and it was gross. And you could tell that all the girls did not think it was like an honor, even though they said that. It was specific in the way they dressed to like not get attention, that they were like, "No, I don't want this." And it's revealed there. So you get the king that comes out. There's a prince that like no one knows what he looks like because he's never seen that often, whatever. And it's the big twist at the end. The big reveal is that
the end, that's in
Prince
chapter
Killian
15.
it ends with that chapter 15 ends with it's Lee. And that
I was well done, Sable Sorensen, let me just say, because this shocked me.
I was finding out when she was finding out, like the way it was written. I was just like, "Oh no!"
Literally, I'm reading it.
Go ahead.
I was like, and then like I'm like, no, it's Lee, it's Lee, it's Lee, and I'm like, it's Lee, it's him. Like, oh, I did not expect that. I felt betrayed. Like
It made sense though as it happened after, like it was a huge shock, and I was like, "Holy shit!" But then it does make sense because again, at the very beginning, I'm like, "Why is the author giving her this like stable love interest that we like right off the bat?" And you know that's not supposed to be her love interest based on the synopsis. So I'm like,
and
"What
she
is
gave
happening?"
us so many clues. I was looking back and how does he know so much? And I'm sorry,
How did he have
no way
money?
he saved up that much for a dang engagement bracelet, all this crap that she had. I mean, unless their stuff just really was worth nothing. And then also, like they were talking, like he could only see her like every 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like they talked about how like the prince like was rarely seen and stuff like that. Like it made it I was like, oh, she was basically just laying it out for us this whole time. Like, how did he know so much?
But what do you think? Do you think Lee is going to be a good person?
No, I think he's going to be bad. I think he's going to be evil.
Really?
Yes. He's too good. He was too good right off the bat. He's going to be bad.
You think he's going to be kind of Tamlin-like, where like you like him at first and then he turns into a really bad guy?
I'm really more hoping he's like a Dane, where he has some issues, but overall he overcomes those issues. I'm hoping that their relationship just kind of fizzles out because of the lie, but he's still a good guy.
We know that she's going to end up with that murderous hot guy. Like there's no way that she thinks that he's too hot. It's not. It's written in the stars.
It was written 3 times.
He's hot. And he's looking at her like he hates her. It's gonna happen.
He has tattoos. Like,
that say that the murderous psycho tattoos, as she says.
Yes.
You just can't resist.
And I feel like the tattoos are going to be something other than just, oh, this is my kill streak. I feel like there's going to be some other meaning in that as well.
What if they're vampires? The prince and the king. They get a surprise. I don't know.
And they're the ones that set up the nabbers, and they're the only ones that know about it. Because, Lee obviously knows about the nabbers. Because he's hanging out with
Oh my God, what if he took her sister? He was right there.
But she was with him right there. She was kissing him when her sister got
But
mad.
then when she went back, what if he just did a little like skirt skirt? If he's a vampire, he's like I don't know.
I mean,
maybe or
It's a theory.
he had her. He was distracting her so that somebody could go in and take her.
Maybe. Actually, that's because she didn't cry out. She didn't fight or anything. And typically, in real world scenarios, when that occurs, it's because you know them. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to get murdered tonight in the bookstore and there's no sign of a struggle or anything like that, well, why else would I open the door? It's because I know them.
Lee's the nabber. He out there. He out there snatching people.
What if Igor is involved? Hopefully not. We don't want that to happen. But it's a theory.
That would be horrible.
It's wild. What do you think, Mary?
Everything she knows is a lie.
What are your come on, don't let us have all the wild theories. We need some more wild theories.
This book has me shook. And the way that you were just sitting there watching us go off.
It's almost like she knows something we don't know. She knows.
Did you read?
No, you guys touched on actually my super unhinged theory of the night. You guys have actually already kind of touched on it because it circles back to like when Selah does get taken because she taught her to fight and it looks like she didn't fight and she got taken and Lee was with her and we find out that Lee is the prince. The king, his father, has the sword that controls the wolves. We don't have a lot of information on that. And I'm like, what if the king isn't supposed to be in charge of these wolves? Like, what if he took power that he's not supposed to have?
Which is always
Lee
the
knows
case.
that. And what if she is in some way, again, the all white hair, she's some sort of leader, what if she's supposed to be the one over the wolves? Lee knew it all along, and that lineage of her family, he knows that, and he took the sister.
Yeah,
and what if he's been dating her this whole time to basically keep her in line, to keep her in check, and keep an eye on her?
But it's weird because he never put his foot down with her. I mean, like when she joined,
supported her.
He was just like, yeah, okay, let's get you stuff. I want to make sure you're alive. That's the only thing, because he could have been like, hey, I'm the prince. I'm not allowing this. We're putting the foot down now. But I don't know. I don't know his grand screen. It could be his grand plan.
What if the dad is the evil guy? He is not the evil guy because he isn't around that often.
They said he died.
So what if he wanted her there because he wants someone to overthrow his dad?
If you go the theory that Lee is a good guy, you could do the theory that Lee actually does love her and he wanted her. She's commoner. He didn't want her to know that he was a prince. He wanted her to fall in love with him as he is. And, you could go that route. But I just feel like that's too simple. There's got to be more to it. And I'm going with my unhinged theory that Lee is actually evil. And Stark, even though he seems evil, is actually a good guy.
Well,
Yeah,
Stark
that's
is
usually
gonna
the case.
have to be a good guy.
Yeah.
There's no way that he's not.
I am super excited. I'm gonna read more tonight for sure. I might turn into a Catherine and just stay up.
Honestly, when I finished this, I was like, awesome. Here's gonna be another late night for me. Dang it.
I know. I really need to sleep.
Well, and it was funny because when I picked this up, so this is a very different writing, very different pace. Just overall, the whole story is different. The vibes are different than the book we just got out of, right? So it took me probably about 4 chapters. And it wasn't that it wasn't grabbing me. It was just that, like...
It was a shift in writing.
it was a huge shift. Well, it's a
Yep.
huge shift even in the world. I'm like, what is
Yep.
going on? What is happening?
And the
I
main
like couldn't even
character
remember her
too.
name.
We went from someone kind of weak. Well, she wasn't weak, but you know what I mean. She didn't do anything to someone that's doing all the things. Literally opens up and she's in a brawl. You know, so it was a big shift.
But by chapter 4, I was struggling to put it down at night.
Same.
I was just flying through.
Mm-hmm.
I finished the cliffhanger like several days ago, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know when you guys were going to get to it, and I was like, holy shit.
I should have like texted you or something. Sorry, Catherine. I was like, I should have said something. But I didn't want to get you all excited because, you know, it's really hard to hold in cliffhangers and things that are revealed.
Y'all, what
do you think? What is it?
What if Stark really is just a...
Don't look ahead.
I'm sorry, but like I'm seeing...
No!
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So what are we reading next?
Like,
what's the next... What do you think?
It should be 16 through 30. So we're going to read all the way through chapter 30. So we'll end on page 305.
305.
I'm going to go ahead and...
Golly. Yeah. You're going to... Oh my gosh. Y'all.
It's like 150-ish pages each time.
She's dog-earing her page. The dog-eared bookstore. And I'm over here like, I've got a scrap piece of paper because I would never... I have two bookmarks. I don't know if you can see it. I have 2 bookmarks in it. I'm gonna have to do that now that we have moved on. I'm gonna have to like get my legit bookmark.
And I'm almost like tempted to go get some like not like sticky notes, but like I don't want to like annotate, but there's sections where I should have like
make some notes
so I could go back.
Man, I'm just saying, granted, I'm only 15 chapters in, but like this along with Night the Moth, I mean, we have picked some winners. Okay?
This is great.
Like, I'm loving this.
We're doing great because I'm loving this. It's so different from the Night and the Moth. I mean, obviously it's still fantasy, but like the vibes are totally different.
It's really giving Fourth Wing though. Like it's got a lot of Fourth Wing vibes. Like you're not supposed to like the way that they the direwolves bond is very similar. You can't look them in the eye, like stuff like that. Like that's very similar. There are some different, like the way that they get up to there's what's that thing in Fourth Wing?
The gauntlet?
Yeah, like it kind of reminded me of Gauntlet a little bit.
I actually thought of
I also felt of Hunger Games.
I did not. I thought of Sarah J. Maas with Akatar, not so much that book, but how their trials of having to climb up that mountain, and it's explained it more in Nesta's book. But that's kind of what I was thinking. Like you had to climb that mountain and get to the top.
That's true.
So I kind of actually thought of that world. And
the way that the reason why I was thinking Hunger Games too is because the way that they're kind of like, instead of just focusing on themselves, they do turn on each other and like they'll just like throw someone off the mountain or whatever and like stuff like that. Like I felt like that also gave parapet a little bit too, like when they would would shove people off, but like
and we don't know a lot about Stark Therion yet. We haven't had a ton of him, but it's I don't want to be like it's giving Xaden, but like there are some similarities where instantly she's like, oh, I hate him, like he wants to kill me, but also he's super hot.
Even with the similarities, it's still
it stands on its own. It's its own story. It definitely
100%. I'm really loving this main female character. I'm really vibing with her. I agree with her. She's just such a strong person. Yeah, she may have some anger issues, but her heart's in the right place, She's got a lot of crap to deal with. She doesn't have it easy. And so I don't know.
She's got a little bit of a chip on her shoulder.
She does.
Like but it's a justifiable chip. Like you're
Yeah.
with her. You're like, okay. But you definitely get the like that whole like she's just like, if you didn't live down here in the gutters with me, then fuck you. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
and what'll be hilarious is if, like, down the road, they're like, oh, by the way, you're from some, like, bonded family, too. You're supposed to have had all this. And she's like, well, crap.
But like, I think even still, she'd be like, but like that, I didn't, and I had to, go through all these other experiences. But I mean, it's also funny because she, like, even though it's not like she's refusing these luxuries. You know what I mean? It's not like she's like, I'm just not going to eat. She's like literally gorging herself on food and coffee and stuff. I mean, like, when and I think that's the thing is like when it's in front of you, like you don't know that there are people that are, starving so that you can have this stuff. I mean, like
Well, I think at this point, she's like really just trying, like, when she gets to the castle and she's like gorging herself on the food, at that point, she's been through some shit. She's hungry. She's just trying to fuel herself for what's going forward.
Yeah. I think
but even then, she had to kind of quit eating. She just started sipping coffee because she's just like, I feel sick.
I think it's funny too that it seems like none of them are aware of the situation of those less fortunate. It seems like they are like ignorant to the situations of those, of the others. So I think that a lot of it is going to be coming up from.
Well, and I do feel like you do get some of the families, like you've definitely seen it with like Jonah. You see a lot of these bonded families where they do feel like they're entitled because they came from this. So
right.
They're entitled to this. And the commoners aren't. And so they're looked down upon. And so, but I do think like you have the sisters who don't seem to, like they do feel that you see the other side of it with them. You see that they're put under all this pressure that now, well, your family has always done this, so now you have to do this. And if you don't, you're no longer part of our family. Like if you don't become bonded or if you don't make it, which like that's also,
well, I guess,
if
they don't bond, I mean,
so if they didn't bond initially, well, if they didn't bond initially, they would have went to the front lines.
Yeah.
And they could have just been army if they weren't killed. And that's where they were saying if they don't bond, the families disown them. And so there's so much pressure on them that they have to bond and continue that line, which, when you think about it from that perspective, yes, they're privileged and they're training for this their whole lives and they have all these things given to them. But on the flip side too, like how much would that suck if like your entire life depends on this, like your family, everything, that it all depended on this? And what if you didn't want that? Or like the sisters, like what if you're deaf or you have something like a disability that would make it more challenging for you?
Yeah, I do think it's interesting that what's his face has all this because he's the prince and he knows how they live and he knows he hasn't really
and he hasn't like I feel like he's been supportive. Like at the beginning, I'm like, oh, what a nice boyfriend. He's so supportive. But then like after I've read the last line and I find out it's Lee who's the prince, I'm like, you could have been doing a hell of a lot more for her than just like, I'm going to buy you like a cottage in the gutters.
And also like together. He gave her like a few extra silvers after her fight or whatever. It's just like, okay, now that's almost insulting. Like finding out that you're
right. Like I know there's like a line of like, I can't reveal who I am, but also like, dude, there's got to be a way you could have snuck her some stuff, some food, left her like a gift, a fruit basket. Could have got a fruit basket, damn it.
I feel like that would have given it away though. I
don't know. He probably is a bad guy. I don't
like, because he's still. What was he considered, like a knight of some sort?
He was a messenger.
Messenger?
He was a messenger for the royal family.
I mean, he lived in a very small place, and he had offered to have them move in with him or work something out. I don't know. I'm really hoping that he's going to be a good guy, or that he at least
even if he's a bad guy. Even if he's a bad guy,
maybe he's going to turn into a bad guy. But I'm hoping that his actions are genuine up to this point. Maybe that there will be events to lead him to turn into a bad guy. I mean, especially if she's talking to Stark.
I know. I feel like I can't trust anybody after freaking Benji.
Yeah.
Damn Benji,
there's
he's
so
ruined
much.
everything.
This is a lot, and I feel like we're gonna get a lot out of this.
I wonder when it's okay to read the bonus chapter. I mean, I guess we can read it at the very end, but I'm like, because it's from Stark's point of view, and I'm like, when can we read it and it not spoil anything? Because I really want to read it.
How many books are there?
FuryBound comes out next. I'm not sure.
It says don't miss FuryBound. Is it already out?
No, it's pre-order because I was on her website earlier.
Ooh, read the pre-order.
Bear with us.
Blood will spill, bonds will break, fate will be tested.
I feel like this already happened. Like, how do y'all feel about the gruesome scenes? Like, I feel like she nailed it with the blood and
killing their people.
God damn it! I read the synopsis for book 2 and I've spoiled. Don't read it.
Mary Jo.
This is why we don't read ahead.
Well, I was trying to figure out if it's like if there's gonna be more than just book 2, and I'm like, well, shit.
I know. Don't you hate that when that happens? You accidentally spoil yourself, and you're like, no. But yeah, I thought that her writing, it's spot on, and I'm just really enjoying the flow of this, the style of this. I mean, yeah, there's some similarities in other things we've read, but that's just comfort. Like, I like that because I'm like, okay, there's a system. I'm learning a new system, and I don't feel like I have to learn something 100% completely new. I can kind of compare it to something else, and that helps it stick. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with the similarities that are present, but I feel like that's going to be like in any wolf story or pack story, same as any vampire story, there's like an order. There's going to be classes. There's going to be, things little boxes to put these characters in. So it's interesting and fun to see when these people break out of their boxes.
The plan is for 3 books.
3 books.
Okay.
FuryBound comes out May 5th, 2026. So it'll come out before the next Night in the Moth.
Before Night in the Moth, the Knave
and then Knave and the Moon. And then book 3, they have nothing about it other than that it'll be the final book in the series.
I'm excited.
Curious how. So at the beginning, I talked about how Sable Sorensen's a pen name for 2 authors, and I'm like, I'm so curious. The Twisted Sisters are two women who write, all the Zodiac Academy books.
And Christina Lauren, isn't that too?
Yes, it is
Christina
too.
Lauren.
It's 2 authors, and I'm just always so curious because as someone who attempts to write, like, I wonder how that works, right? Like, how tight do you have to be to write with? I feel like you'd have to be really like.
I couldn't write. I could not help you write, Mary. Lord have mercy. I'm not that I'm a writer, so that it's automatically an out, but I could not help you. I can only help you, give you ideas. Like, this is what I want to know. As you well know, from where I've read your books, I'm like, well, I want a sequel. Now I want a prequel. And
maybe they just
feel like they have to just be so bonded.
Yeah.
And I wonder how it works. Do they each write a chapter? Do they talk it out and write together at the same time? Is like one talking, one typing? Like, how does it work?
The flow and the style of writing matches. Like, there doesn't seem like there's a disconnect in the writing style,
Right.
Yeah, I'm just very curious. I'm like, is one plotting and the other one's like doing like the writing? Like, it's wild to me. I would love to know more. So if any dual author situations want to reach out,
you get one right. We're fighting over the last 2 reviews.
Yeah. Have you had your snack? I know you have your tea.
I've eaten part of it. I'm working on it. To be fair, so I had to go to my mother's today to help her move some furniture around. And I got back and didn't really have time to cook dinner. So Chuck's like, hey, we'll just go run out for dinner real quick before you have to get set up for the podcast. And I'm like, cool, that works out great. So we went to our favorite restaurant here in town, and the problem with that was I was really good. I was like, I'm just gonna have a salad, and then our waitress came around and she was like, "Would you like dessert?" And they have my favorite dessert, which is they call it a brownie sundae, which is literally this giant brownie that's like warm and then it's covered in ice cream and chocolate and caramel syrup and whipped cream and cherries and it's delicious and it's the best thing you'll ever have in life. And I ate the whole, well, I didn't eat the whole thing. Chuck and I both ate the whole thing. Now he's like started quitting on me way too early. And I was like, "Bro, you better get on the team. I don't know which, pick a team, get on it and start digging in because like I can't eat all this
like
and eat,
at Golden
and eat
Leaf.
my snack later."
Do you remember that?
But I remember what?
I said that sounds like us at Golden Leaf that time.
Yeah.
With the, what was it?
Oh, it was a cookie dough cake. That
Yeah.
was really
She was so excited about the cookie dough cake. You remember that?
Ooh.
Weren't we like working?
I've gone back and gotten it.
No, I don't think
It was so
I
good.
don't think I was there for that one.
You were.
because
You came.
You came later, but you were like you were on that liquid diet thing you were doing before
Oh
the
yeah,
ball.
and I was like, I can't have it. That happened.
Yeah. I was like, that's some strong willpower because
Yeah.
I don't care what diet I'm on, I'm eating the cake.
Anywho,
we're gonna be reading the next 15 chapters.
Next 15 chapters. Is
Yeah.
anybody reading anything outside of this, or has this been your?
I am.
What are you reading?
I am still working on the Starless Sea. I'm lucky if I read 10 pages now. We are crawling
It's
through,
the
but I
slowest
finally
book
hit
on the
page
planet.
400.
It'll be December 31st.
There's like 500 some pages, and well, the problem is, here's the thing with this book. It's,
You got knocked your phone.
I know, I'm sorry. It's not, I don't hate, like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not angry with it. I'm just bored. And it's not that it's boring in the sense that nothing is happening. It's very descriptive. It's a beautiful kind of thing to read. The problem is it is so descriptive. I'm like falling asleep because it's like, look at this sea of honey. And then this is how we do things. And it's just, I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't hate it, but it is very bland in a odd way. It's very easy to say that this beautiful world that the author has created is bland. And I have a hard, I'm going to have a hard time with the review. It is literally stuck at a 3.0 for me because it's not good enough to be better, but it's not bad enough to be worse. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever read a book where you're literally in the middle? Because you're just like, nothing is happening. It's just a flat line.
This is probably I know it's very much a unpopular opinion, but that was sort of the Midnight Library for me.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was trying too hard. I don't know. I
It's
really
almost
struggled
like
with
it
that
was
one.
trying too hard. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not bad writing. I think she writes.
No.
The
story was good. Like I understood what he was trying to get across, and the writing was not bad. It just, I felt like if it had been a sprinkle of some of the lines, but it felt like all the time we were trying to get these big lines, and I'm like, I felt like we just didn't need that. And I know some people loved it, and I didn't hate it. It was not like we did the book club for it, and like a ton of people were like, "Oh, my favorite book," and I was like, "It's definitely not my favorite book."
Like, and I don't mean any, and it's not like any disrespect to the writer, because it's so funny, because I'm like, I have all these compliments, but it's just not grabbing me. It's not, I am not the target audience, and I get that, but I am gonna finish it. I was told I should finish it because I was told to finish it because it would be worth it in the end. It's really hard for me to describe. It does feel like, in my opinion, like it's trying too hard. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with those words right there. But yeah, so I'm reading that. In the meantime, I am co-reading with my co-worker another Frida McFadden book because she is on that kick. We are now reading the Teacher. I don't know about this one. I'm not that very far in front of it. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. So that's kind of like an ick for me, the whole teacher thing. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. And then what else? I think that's it. I'm reading this. Oh, no, I am also reading, this is more of an audiobook. Play Nice. Have you heard of that? Don't ask me the author.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
You can Google it. Play Nice, that book. Rachel Harrison, I think. Am I right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. Audiobook is spot on. I'm really enjoying that. Haven't gotten very far into it, but the girl that does the voice, chef's kiss. She is nailing those lines. She is changing her voice, and she is doing just a phenomenal job in that. So that's what I'm doing audiobook wise. And then I got my devotionals, but they're only once a week, and I will not finish that book till the end of the year because that's the way that's supposed to be. It's like it's a hump day. You do your devotional on Wednesday, and that's it. So it's an interesting little take on devotional. So it's not one once a day. It's just one once a week. And
is it long?
No, not at all. And it's by a comedian. So, but no, that will be done by December just because it's a once a week thing. So that'll be on my list till the end of the year.
Okay.
But that's my current audiobook, fun read, book club read, and previous book club read I just have not finished yet. What are you reading?
All of mine are, I think, still the same. I'm reading DireBound, obviously. I'm still reading Red Rising. I like Red Rising a lot. I've had a very, like, stressful couple of weeks, and it's kind of a book that's pretty, like, high stress.
High stress.
Yeah.
You're just like high stress.
Yeah. So I really do like. Well, it's a different high stress. I don't know how to really put that, but I really do like Red Rising a lot, and I'm reading that. I'm also reading Forbidden Alchemy, which is good. I don't know how I'm going to end up ranking that one. I'm going to have to see how it ends. Carl's Doomsday Scenario still. Hopefully I'll be able to sit with that and go ahead and just finish it because I'm pretty far into it. I just need to actually
that one's a good one to take your mind off things.
Yeah.
Although you'll get sad too. But you'll be fine. Because there's like 8
I'm
books.
hoping that I'll read a good bit. We're gonna go to Tennessee in a few weeks with my parents. So maybe I'll be able to read. Probably not, but and then is that it? I'm not sure. There might be more.
What are you reading, Mary?
I am about halfway through of On Wings of Blood. It's like vampire based. It's pretty good. I'm actually really liking it.
Are they bats?
No.
Are they
bats?
Well, she said On Wings of Blood, and then she's like, and they're vampires, and I'm like, oh, they're bats. Like they're actual like bats vampires.
Bats.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do they sparkle?
Well, there's dragons. They're supposed to be dragons. She comes in and she's like a fae, or she's half fae. She's half fae. She drops into this world. She like supposedly died in her world, but then she drops into this other world, which is this vampire world. And it's just like mortals and vampires. And this vampire finds her, and he takes her back, and they're like, oh, well, she's a dragon rider. Like, they could tell by her hair color because all the vampires have, like, the same color hair. And then all the mortals have other colors of hair, but then her hair's red, which apparently, and then she had the pointy ears from being half fae. So they, like, take her, and then they go to this, like, college school situation to, like,
and there's a mean guy.
All have to go. There is a mean guy. And that's the love interest, no
what?
doubt.
No,
what a jerk!
No, but so far I'm really liking it. One of the side characters, which ends up being her like good friend. I really like the side character.
Oh, he's gonna die.
The dynamics, the writing's really easy and fun. It's a light fantasy. Like I don't like some of the themes are heavy, but like overall, it's like a light, quick fantasy. It's not like, you know, I feel like there's like the Night and the Moth type fantasy, and then you have like more like a DireBound type fantasy, and I would rank it more with like a DireBound type fantasy where it's like going to be quicker and easier to read, and just like a lot of just back to back action and things happening, and a faster plot points and pacing. And that's this one. But I'm liking it. I'm listening to the Virgin Suicides. Really actually enjoying it. The author, I thought, did a really interesting thing where the whole thing is told from the point of view of these teenage boys. So you have to keep in mind as you're listening that you're inside the brain of a teenage boy. So the way they think and the things they think about come across very different than how like you or I would think of something or look at something. But it's teenage boys who have crushes and are on the outside, and just what they think a teenage girl is going through and is happening. So, but the writing it's outstanding. So that one's really good. And that's really it, other than DireBound, that I'm reading. I just picked up The Raven Scholar the other day because that I've seen recommended quite a bit as being like really good. So I actually picked it up as a potential read for us going forward. I just picked it up so that way I could kind of flip through and look at it, and we could talk about it later.
Cool.
Because
Yes.
it's got like a really interesting premise that seems very original and unique. So it might be something for us to look at.
Neat. I don't know what we're gonna read next. We gotta figure it out because we're gonna be done with this before we know it.
I know this one's really it was hard not to keep reading. Like the chapters are not that long.
It took me a few chapters to get into it, and you guys were way ahead of me, and you guys are like, I can't put it down, and I was over here like, when did it get to that? And then it got to that.
And then I got to it.
And then it got to that. I was like, oh, I understand.
Was it about like after chapter 4 for
Yeah.
you? It was saying it was like you hit that chapter 4, and then and then chapter 5, you're like, whoa, okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait, it's chapter 5. Okay, well, then it might have been more chapter 6 then. Well, I mean, it was fine. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I was so bored. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, it might have even been, but it might have been. I'm just saying as far as like timeline wise.
Well, it was just like I felt like the first couple chapters you're really kind of just getting used to the world, and you're trying to figure out what's happening, and you're getting to know the characters. But then by around chapter 4 or 5, it starts the plot's moving forward, the pace is picking up.
Yeah, I feel like actually once she arrived at the recruitment, like I feel like once she was there and once things started happening there, it started picking up. I'm like, oh, okay, like we're on a mission now. We're saving the system. We're going.
I read through, I think it was like where Lee's buying her gear, all the way through the entire ascension up the mountain till she gets bonded in like one sitting, because I couldn't stop. I was just like, here we go.
Totally get that.
Jump on board.
Oh yeah, how could you stop in the middle of all of that? No, I did the same thing. I just read through all that. It was really hard to not be like, okay, what are your thoughts on Lee being the prince? I really want to keep reading.
I know.
It was blown.
Well,
and then I almost thought about,
and I was like, crap. Well, because I was reading last night. So like this week kind of snuck up on me. I'm not gonna lie, and I realized I was behind. And so like I was reading last night, and I was legit, y'all. My eyes were open, and I like could not see out of them. Like they were like fogged. Like I was like, and then next thing you know, I'm like drifting to sleep. I was like, I have to go to bed. And so I was like, I'm not even retaining anything. And so I came here this morning, and I basically read off and on all day because of different people were coming in and stuff. And then Christopher would be like, hey, look what I made, mommy. So.
I like the cover of this book.
It is pretty legit.
It's just, I'm
assuming this is
probably the sword.
Because it does say there's a dire sword on it. Mary's like, you cracked that cover.
Yes.
I like
Good
this cover.
job.
I saw somewhere a special edition cover. I think that's coming out soon. That looked
Shut up,
really
really?
legit
Oh, God.
too.
No, we're like,
Yeah.
take my money.
Exactly.
Take
I was
my
like,
money.
well,
I
that's
mean,
fancy. I do like the she's got the cover release for FuryBound too,
mhm.
and
It's
I like
pretty.
they're really gonna kind of like the colors are different, but like the theme, everything
It's the
else is very
same.
matching on the front. Yeah, they're gonna coincide really nice. So
I would definitely get this hardback. Like it's as long as we keep going the way that we're going, the writing, her plot just keeps plotting and the twist keep twisting. If I really love it and enjoy it, 5 stars, I will fork over and be like, carve down please with some pretty
The special
stuff
edition
and
comes out in March.
ooh, yeah. So I would
yeah,
definitely
yeah. If
do
we're
that.
loving this, I'm probably gonna get the special edition of this, and then try to get the matching for FuryBound because I'm really liking it. I'm digging it.
Fairy Loops is pretty too.
Yeah, Fairy Loot's got a really pretty cover. Oh, you want to show?
It's a reversible duck. Well, I can't. I don't know if it'll come on. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
So
I'm like, take it.
that is pretty.
Look at it, man.
It's very
you
pretty.
know, just Google it. You're probably better off.
I couldn't see.
We're not at a computer, and it shows. Sorry,
Someone's gonna tune in one time and get like a jump scare, just like
You're like, oh my gosh. Dire wolf to the face. Anyway. Okay.
Okay.
Next 15.
Okay. So we're gonna do chapters 16 through 30 next week and discuss those chapters. Any more unhinged theories? I'm hoping we're gonna have a little bit more information. We're gonna know if Lee's a good guy or a bad guy maybe by then. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
It goes
We may
to
not.
305, page 305.
Maybe we'll get to know a little bit more about Stark. We haven't had a lot of him yet.
I want to know about
So,
a NASA.
yeah,
NASA.
get more on the bond. If they're going to start communicating, because if they don't start communicating, someone's going to end up dead.
And it's going to get real boring real fast, and we're just going to get mad. So I'm hoping they're going to start talking here. Next page.
Oh, and you know, a character you thought was going to be a character killed him off. That was fun. Y'all remember Alexandra?
Yeah.
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 I thought she
got killed.
I thought she was going to be a playable character.
Bless her heart.
She was not. They were like,
That's what
like,
she
"Don't
gets
get
for being
attacked.
kind of
She
mean
gone.
to her.
don't get
She was
attacked.
like, I'm nice. And then she was like, I'm not so nice. And that's what you get for not being so nice.
That's right. She should have stuck with her. Oh well. And the description of her like just body. That's one thing. They got it down on the descriptions here
It's just funny
for their gore.
body.
And well, it was just mutilated and just blood.
Yeah, I like how they do the gory scenes. Like they're gory, but they're also like very visually appealing. Like you can really get a sense of what's going on.
Yeah, they don't shy away. They're not over the top by any means, but they do not shy away either. Like
yeah, it never feels like it's there for shock value, but just very much like this is what
like,
she's seeing.
This is it. Yeah.
This is the reality. Yeah. All right, gang. Well, we will see everybody next week to go over the next 15 chapters. If you are enjoying and want to follow along, don't forget to like, follow, share, and join us next week for more DireBound. Bye.
All right. Bye.